Hi guys, today I'm going to do a little bit different show. I'm going to show you one of the recipes that I've tried in the past that didn't quite cut the mustard. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. I was doing a cleanup of my hard drive on the computer and storing things to my external drive, and I found the folder with the clips in it, and I was like, why did I not edit and post this one? And when I went to go look at it, I saw why. And the failure is not really huge, but it was enough that I didn't want to post it. But I think it's such a fun recipe and so interesting that what I'm going to do now is edit it, and at the end I'm going to show you what part of it didn't work out, okay? So let's get started with the making of, what did I call it? I called it candy layered no churn ice cream cake, and I was actually making it for my birthday back in August, and because it failed I turned around and did that other chocolate one with the ganache and all that stuff. So anyways, let me show you what all I did to make this fantastic flop of a cake and then at the end I'll show you what didn't pass the mustard, and then it's up to you if you want to make, you know, the good parts. Okay, so let's get started. So this recipe for homemade box brownies from Jada's cookbook, not my mom's cookbook, is what I'll be using for the bottom of the cake. Here is 4 eggs lightly beaten, half a cup of vegetable oil, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. In this bowl I have 1 cup of flour, 2 cups of sugar, and 2/3 cup of baking cocoa, and a half a teaspoon of baking powder. And to make the brownie, it's pretty simple. Just whisk all the dry ingredients together and then add the wet ones. So we start at first with the eggs, and you can put all the wet in another bowl, but that's another cleanup that you don't have to do. Here is the vegetable oil and then the vanilla extract. Very simple, guys. We just want to go ahead and whisk all of this together, and then we're going to pour it in this lined baking pan that I have. Normally I would just grease it to bake, but because we're doing the ice cream cake, I lined it, okay? So here it is ready. Into the oven it goes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 40 minutes. It's done, it's cooled, and now it's time to add the ice cream, the no churn ice cream custard. And how I do this, I have several videos at the site that I'll link you to one of them so you can see. I use 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, and I whip that to stiff peaks. And then in a separate bowl, I add a can of sweetened condensed milk, a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. I put a pinch of salt, whatever flavoring I want, and then I fold the heavy whipping cream into the condensed milk part of the thing, and I make this beautiful custard right here, okay? So I'm just spreading it all over the top of the brownie. The brownie is going to be the bottom. And I'm making sure that I'm getting all the sides. This is going to be gorgeous, guys. At least that's what I thought. Now here I'm adding some Cool Whip. You know, in theory, this cake should have really been awesome. And you know, parts of it is, so that's why I'm posting it. But, you know, let's wait till we get to the end so we can see where the failure happened, right? So I'm adding the whipped cream, or the Cool Whip, and spreading it all over the top, just a thin layer. And you know, the stuff that comes from the can is not going to hold up very well. So that's why I got this Cool Whip from this plastic bin here. Get all the corners. Now for the fun part, I'm going to add candy. And I'm using Snickers, and I bought the little bites one, and I kind of cut them in half. And I'm just putting them at random location on top of the cake, okay? And I don't have a whole lot. I'm glad that I didn't put a lot because I really overdid it here with the Hershey's chocolate syrup. You should put just a little light drizzle of this, and I just kind of went berserk with it. I wanted to have like a chocolate affair, I guess. And then I added this caramel thing here, and I found out I really didn't like this. You might like this part though. Just taste it first to see if you like it. I didn't like the taste of this, but then again, I don't like caramel, so I should have known. So now here's the rest of the custard that's left over from the no churn ice cream. And see, because it's a layered cake, you know, we're just putting this top part on. And just kind of spread it over all the things that's there, and you know, take your time, have some patience with it so you can spread it, because it's, you know, getting kind of thin here. And then the rest of the Cool Whip, the kids always laugh when I say Cool Whip, and spread that lightly. And then now for the rest of the candy, I just kind of slice those in half the long way, and I just kind of set them randomly to make it look pretty, okay? So that's all it is to the cake. Put some stretch film or saran wrap, whatever you have, over the top, and then into the freezer it goes for 8 hours. So you can do this overnight, and I did it all in one day though. I started early in the morning, and so now Look how Wednesday was so small when we first got her, like in the ending of July, early August. Now, this is the cake. It's all done. It's frozen. So I was really excited. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to serve. And so take it out. See why the aluminum foil was necessary. And put the pan aside. Now here I go getting berserk again. Just dressing the top with a whole bunch of mess. But I learned my lesson from the middle part, you guys. And I put this way, way, way lighter. This is more like a drizzle. See, that's what you wanted to do for the middle part. You don't want to overdo it, okay? Because you can overkill. You know, my kids say too much chocolate is never enough, but for me, yeah, it is. And here's the caramel again. Like I said, you might like this. I ended up not liking the taste of that. So now it's ready, right? So it's frozen. It's time to cut it. You know, like the stuff that you would get at Dairy Queen, right? And because the cake was frozen, I decided to use this very durable, sturdy, inflexible knife. And it cuts through the ice cream part of the cake pretty easily. But the disaster happened when I tried to get through to the brownie. I did not foresee at all that this brownie was going to be so horrible. Because, you know, it's just in there frozen for 8 hours and it needs to be thawed out. But in order for the brownie to be thawed out, the ice cream will get thawed out. So it was so horrible. I was like so upset with this cake, and I was like stabbing into it and just, you know, getting crazy. And Joel's like, just leave it alone, just don't post that video. And so we just kind of cut into it and did the best we could, and we ate the ice cream part, but we just couldn't eat that brownie part. So that's why I never posted this. But here's the first slice, guys. If you want to try it, just don't do the brownie bottom, okay? Alright guys, so there you have it. The brownie part was the mistake that I did. I wanted it to have this bottom, you know, like a cake bottom and stuff like you would get when you buy ice cream cakes at the store, but it absolutely did not work out. The brownie got too rock hard. That brownie is tasty, you know, when you cook it and eat it just like that. It's a tasty brownie, but because I didn't factor in that this cake would have to be in the freezer for that many hours, that when you take it out and you try to cut into it, it literally hurts your wrist. It becomes rock hard. You need to get like a chisel to it. The top part was fantastic. We ate that ice cream. We didn't play with that, the top part of it. But the bottom part really and truly sucked. Sucked to the point that even when I tried to peel the aluminum foil off of the bottom, it was giving a lot of trouble. You had to peel it like in little sections and stuff. And even after it thawed out, you know, the ice cream would melt to nothing, and that would still be really, really nasty and hard. So that part didn't work out at all. And I'm going to try in the future to make some type of a cake bottom or a bread bottom to make, you know, as a layer for this ice cream cake again in the future. But the top part was so fantastic. So there you have it. That's the fail part, okay? It's the brownie on the bottom is the fail. If you want to make this ice cream cake, don't put the brownie on the bottom, okay? Figure out something else to put on the bottom. Maybe we could do like a cake and, you know, after it freezes. I'll try that in the future, okay? But this one is my so-called epic fail. Thank you guys so much for watching. Share the video for me with your friends and family. If you like the video, hit like below. And until I see you guys again, take care. Hey guys, come check out the fun we're having over at the vlog channel. It's called Babs Bear Talk right here on YouTube.